that anxiety of living in the future and wanting to be in control, it comes from you being the master of your life. It's like, I'm the master of my life. Therefore, I determine my future. I determine like my joy. I determine my happiness. And something that's been really relieving to me was leaning into God, was leaning into religion in a sense, although I hate the word religion because I think it's more about relationship. Because for me, what it's done is it's allowed me to take all the pressure off myself and be like, hey, yes, my actions will control my future. I can't just go do reckless stuff, but I really believe that there's a divine creator who's guiding my life, and that if I make mistakes, he'll correct me, and that my life is not just my own, but it's his, and he loves me and he cares about me. And that's been so freeing for me. It's helped me to take my mindset out of the future. But that's, that's religion.
Yeah. I don't know about I'm in a very weird spot right now. Yeah. When it comes to religion, or if you want to call it relationships. Yeah. You don't like that word.
Relationship is how I would say for Christians, because it's... Yeah. Although I'm sure you could say it in other religions.
Yeah. This is my first time, being public about it. Yeah. Obviously talk to people about it and stuff, but I grew up in a very Christian household. I am Filipino. Yeah. And my whole family, like my grandparents, my aunts, my uncles.
First generation? Did your parents born in the Philippines?
Oh, no. So my grandparents were born in the Philippines. Both my parents were born here. Yeah. But both sides of my family grew up very, very religious and very Christian. Yeah. And that was something that was kind of similarly to, the route for my life that they were kind of, putting onto me. It was another thing that was kind of just kind of put onto my lap, They essentially just brought me to church since I was young. It's just all I knew. Yeah. I didn't know any different. And it wasn't until I got older, and honestly, when my dad passed away, I wouldn't say my views changed, but I kind of moved to a more neutral position where I got curious and I started exploring, other possibilities, which scares me. And that's why I've never been, public about it, because something about with my family and just something kind of in every religion is, once people start to stray from that path in that religion, it seems like they're not ridiculed or anything, but they're kind of seen as an outcast. Yeah. And I don't want to be seen as an outcast for my family, so I've always remained silent about my, kind of more neutral views. But sorry, that got a little sidetracked just on
this. Is really good stuff.
Topic of religion, but to your point about someone guiding your life, it's so weird because I do believe that and I don't. I have my old views, and I don't even want to say old because part of me still, believes that, but then part of me also believes in another possibility of something else, which is so weird.
I gotta jump in because I was in a very similar place to you, and I want to ask first, did you come from a Christian family or a Catholic family?
Catholic.
Okay, there's a lot of differences that I think would play into this that I'm happy to get into, but I'm also not going to make you but it's super important to have other views, because whether you're a Catholic or a Christian, what you believe in is Jesus. And if you only believe in Jesus because you're a family, if it was put on you and it was your family, then you don't really believe it. And I didn't really believe it either. I got to a point where I struggled with a lot of hard questions, like why would my religion be right and other people's religions be wrong? I struggled with questions of morality, and why do my rule out these religions but people don't? And I had to go on my own personal journey of feeling that I was wrong and looking into history, looking into science, looking into everything else, other religions. When then I laid out the evidence for myself, not because it was Daddy's religion, I laid it out for myself, and I was like, okay, I actually believe it. And I think to someone like you, who sounds like you could be in a searching phase, Do not believe something because your parents put it.
Yeah.
Do not believe something because it's what you know in your whole life. That's indoctrination.
Yeah.
It's not belief.
Yeah.
And if you're a Christian, you believe that you're saved by faith. You can't have faith if you're indoctrinated.
Yeah.
So that's something I would just say as like general advice. And I also like to say too, as a Christian, and to my audience and to you, there's a very real world where I'm wrong and someone else is right, because it's an act of faith that you can't prove with 100% conviction that the Bible's true.
Yeah.
But the issue is that people who are not religious, they look at religion and they go, that's an act of faith, but what I do is an act of logic. I only believe in things I can see, which is not true either, because every existence comes with belief. So even if you're an atheist, even if you don't believe in God, you go, I only believe in science and what I can see. And even, let's just say hypothetically, you could 100% prove the Big Bang Theory was true. To have the Big Bang Theory, you need matter. Yeah. So as an atheist, you believe that matter generated itself at some point in history, which has never happened. So the same way someone can't prove that matter generated itself, I can't prove with 100% conviction that Jesus rose from the grave.
Yeah.
Same way a Muslim can't prove with 100% conviction that Muhammad was talked to by this angel. And so the only thing you can do is compare and contrast. Every set of living, every set of beliefs is faith. Whether you're an atheist, whether you're an agnostic, whether you're a Christian, Muslim, Hindu. So then all you can do is compare and contrast. And that's when I went and looked at everything and I was like, oh wait, I think there's far more evidence for this than there is for anything else. And that was my own personal journey. Yeah. The other thing I would say about Catholics, which, oh gosh, I don't know if I should go down this road.
We don't have to if you don't want to.
But is it interesting to you? Do you want to hear it?
I would love to hear it. I just don't know if I'll touch on it after.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
I'm always thirsty for knowledge.
We'll go into this.
Okay.
So the gospel message is that Jesus died for you, and because of your faith, you can be saved and go to heaven. And it says, nothing you do can earn your way into heaven. You're saved by your belief. Now, if you talk to a Catholic person and you ask them, how do you go to heaven? What they'll say is, well, you have to get confirmation. You have to get water baptism. You have to follow the commandments. And even then, like, your going to heaven is based on your actions. It says, like, Catholics, if you leave the Catholic Church, some Catholic families get, like, scared. They're like, oh, my son's screwed because, or if you, I talked to a Catholic priest on my walk across Spain, and he told me, and this is just going off what Catholics have told me. I don't want to act like I'm an expert on the religion, but he told me that if he were to go and have cheat on his wife and he got in a car crash and died, he told me he thought he would go to hell. And the Bible says, so there's two things that are important. There's one story is that when Jesus died, he died next to two robbers on the cross. The robber on his right said, if you're the God of the universe, why don't you take me off this cross and save us? And the robber on his left said, how ignorant of you. We deserve to die this death, and this man is a good man who doesn't deserve to die his death. And then he said to Jesus, when you go into your, welcome me when you go into your paradise. And Jesus turned to him and said, I assure you, today you will be with me in paradise. So what he said is that this guy who never went to church in his life, he was literally on his deathbed, the cross, never went to church in life, never got confirmed, never got water baptized, never did anything. All he did was believe that Jesus was who he said he was. And Jesus turned to him and said, I promise you, today you will wake up with me in paradise. Yeah. And so there's another verse in the Bible that says, 1 John 4:18, it says, such love has no fear because perfect love expels all fear. If we are afraid of punishment, this shows that we have not fully experienced his perfect love. And so what it's saying is that God is perfect love. We as humans have conditional love, which says, if you have a girlfriend and your girlfriend cheats on you, you're going to love her less. Yeah. If you have parents and they beat you and abuse you, you're going to love them less. What that is, it's conditional. Yeah. Our love changes based on condition. This verse says God's love is perfect. If you are afraid of punishment, if you think that, oh, I'm going to go sin tonight and therefore God's going to love me less, or therefore God's going to refrain me from heaven, he says, then you don't know me. My love is perfect. Those people don't even know me. And I think that in the Catholic Church, I don't know how this came about or where in the theology, that so many people have lost the message where it's all about like following the rules. It's all about getting confirmed. It's all about, and this teaches you it teaches you to have this view of God, which is supposed to be love, as this view of like a strict dictator who's like changing his love for you in every moment. Yeah. He's like, oh, you go to church. Oh, you go to this, and you go to this, and it's this. He's supposed to be this God of love, but I'm carrying all the weight of my life. My whole life is based on my actions. God will love me less or more and what I do. And that's not the message of the Bible. And I've had so many friends from Catholic families where they get to this point in their life where they're like, I'm just following rules that I don't even know if I believe in. And I think that it's sometimes the Catholic religion can take you away from understanding the loving nature of God. And that was a rant that you do not have to comment on, but you're welcome to comment on.
It's all good. I don't even I probably just won't comment on it just because I'm no expert on religion either. It's just, what I was feeling when I said everything and what I'm feeling now. So
also, I really appreciate you listening to me.
No, of course. It's super, like I said, I love, something about me is I love absorbing and even just right now I didn't make a comment, but even when I'm in a lot of public situations where it's something informational like this, or even just kind of observing a situation, I love absorbing, and then I'll always wait to comment until I know I have all the information that I need to be able to make a comment.
Something I love to do is with my Muslim friends and with my Mormon friends and my friends who are members of other religions or belief sets, I'll pray with them and I'll say, God, show us the truth. I don't pray, God, turn my Mormons into Christians or my Muslim friends into Christian, because that's a position of pride which says, oh, I'm right and you're wrong, which could be the case, but it could be that they're right and I'm wrong. So I always just pray, God, show me the truth. Whatever the truth is, show it to me. Yeah. And I always encourage people, if they believe in God at all, because a lot of people believe in God, but they don't believe in religion. I just pray that God shows you the truth, and I believe that anyone who seeks the truth will find it.